you will.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen it?
Okay. Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, are you all with me? I just gave my background, and yeah. First, yeah, we can start with the first slide. First, I would just like to say what I mean by a basic income. When I use the word basic income, these are the 5 elements, core components of a basic income, which is also the definition given by BN globally. And this becomes a kind of a standard definition of what a UBI is. A lot of people use this term in a loose way. They do something and then they call it a UBI because UBI is everybody is talking about UBI. Now, unless these 5 elements are covered, it is not a basic income. Okay, but this is a kind of an ideal basic income that we would like every country to be implementing. Okay, first of all, it is a cash given to every individual in a country, okay, every month and unconditionally. It is cash given to everyone, every man, woman, and child, every human being, without any conditions, cash only, individuals, and every month. Okay, so these are the 5. Now, why do we say universal? So you should remember that when anybody talks about basic income, these are the 5 tests you have to perform. Only then it is a pure basic income. It can be a partial basic income. It can be a temporary basic income. It can be different kinds of schemes are there all over the world. Okay. Now, why universal? Universal means every citizen will get it. Every citizen should get it. In fact, we don't even use the word citizen. Every normal resident, legal resident of a political territory, because you know that a lot of citizens live outside the country and a lot of non-citizens live inside the country. So when you say citizens, you get into a problem. So that's why we don't use the word citizen, every citizen. We use the word every normal resident of a political territory, which means even a person has been living here as a migrant worker for the past 2 years, that person also is entitled to get this money as long as he's living in that place. Am I clear? So it is universal, which means everyone gets it. Everybody gets it. So that is number 1. Number 2, so universal as opposed to targeted, which means you can target to give cash. Usually governments target only the poor will get it, only the disabled will get it, only the pregnant women will get it, only the senior citizens above 60 years will get it, only X, only Y, only Z. A small portion of the population. I know you will all say, you will all have this question that why should rich people get the money, isn't it? I'm sure you have that question. Why should rich people get the money? Okay, that is the question. If you have, we have time, we can answer that question. But UBI covers everyone. Number 2, it is cash only, which is usually sometimes you get vouchers. When you go shopping, don't you get vouchers, free vouchers? And you can use the voucher only to buy that particular shop. Okay. Similarly, you get Amazon vouchers. That is also has value, but you can only redeem it on Amazon site. So we say no vouchers, no food stamps, no any other mode or digital currency, but it should be hard cash, which everybody uses in that particular country. Okay, it should be like anybody, and I should have the freedom to use it in this shop, in that shop, here, now, or later. So there should be no restrictions. If it is hard cash, there will be no restrictions at all. But if it is any other form, it will be restricted either by time or where you can purchase or what you can purchase. Government can also make and say, give you a smart card and say, okay, you will get maybe 1,000 yuans, but then you can only buy rice with it, or you can only buy wheat, or you can only buy noodles with it. Okay, if your dad gives you a credit card and say you can only buy notebooks, would you like to have that card? Totally useless, no? So we are saying it should be cash only, so that you have the freedom and choice. That is the most important underlying principle of UBI. The third is individual. It should be individual. Why individual? Because emancipation is individual, freedom is individual, rights are given to individuals. Okay, consumption is done by individuals. So it's not to the head of the household. If you give it to the head of the household, who is usually a male, the spending will happen according to the wishes of the head of the household and not according to the wishes of the members of the family, right? So that is why it is given to each individual who is above 18 years. And those who are below 18 years, usually it is given to the mother, because legally children cannot open a bank account and operate it on their own as when they are minors. So the mother is given the money. In all our pilots, we give it to the mother and gets all the money of the children and also her own money. Okay, so that is why it is individual is very important. So in which case, if there are 3 men and 3 women in the house, adults, each woman gets her own money, so that she has the choice and the freedom to spend that money according to her wishes rather than the wishes of the head of the household, right? That's what I'm sure you all have studied patriarchy. Okay, now it is monthly, we call it periodical, which means you should get it every month, like the way you get a salary, like the way you get a scholarship, like the way you get a pension. It should be every month and not once in 3 months or a grant once in a year, something like that. Okay, it should be periodical, which means that it should be forever, every month, rather than once in a while getting a grant. Tim, yes.
Yes, the only question is that you're saying that it's not 3 months or a year, but how about more frequently a period like 2 months, or I'm sorry, half a month, or like 2 weeks, or a week, or every day? Why not like that? Or monthly is just a common sense across.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's no objection to that at all. It can be weekly. I mean, there was a time in the past, there was a time when workers were getting a weekly wages, right? Every Friday or every Saturday, I don't know. Yeah. And it just happens that we are today monthly. It can be period. That's why the operating term is periodic. It should be periodic as opposed to one-time grant. You see, or as opposed to that's lump sum payment in once in a year. Yeah. Then the last one is unconditional, which means there should be no conditions whatsoever. What are the conditions? Usually, there are conditions by which you qualify for getting a basic income, which means you have to be a graduate, or you have to pass class 12 classes, or you have to be 6 foot tall, or you have to be of this color, or you have to, these are all the conditions to qualify to get a basic income. Then the other types of conditions are that if you get a basic income, you have to send your children to school, or you have to go and get vaccinated, or you have to do something because of which it will continue, otherwise it will stop. Okay, so that's why we say it is unconditional, all the 5. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that this is what we call a universal basic income, and this is truly very different from the way welfare is done in any country at the moment. Everything is very conditional, targeted, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, one question I want to ask all of you: what is the most difficult part of these 5 features to believe, to implement, or to accept? Are you all with me? Anybody would like to respond to that? Tim?
Yes, I'll go first as an example, but the one I pick is that the hardest part to implement, but not the part to believe, because I actually got no idea that what people is thinking about the belief part. But the hardest part I believe is cash, hard cash, because in Taiwan we're actually talking about maybe we use ATM, we use digital thing, and maybe in the mainland China, their digital cash flow technology is more common in their